Not a great week across the board. I finished in last. Dion won. Larry and Carter in the middle, both in the red. Let's see if we can bounce back this week.
Welcome to The Biggest Loser, the dumbest betting show on earth. As you can see, I am this week's biggest loser. We were talking backstage before this started. I want to make it very clear that I am now a makeup guy after 10 minutes prior to this episode. Big into makeup. You might see some eyeliner, eyeshadow from me in the future. But this is what it is. I'm in a clown costume because Dion won last week. And as is custom, Dion, you get 10 seconds to explain the punishment that you chose and why. So the floor is yours.
So in January, I lost a bet on a separate show to G where I had to wear clown makeup. And pretty simple. I just wanted to get a little payback.
And payback you did, my friend. Let's jump right into the bets for week 3. The rules are pretty simple. Everybody gets $500 to work with. You can bet up to 3 bets. The person who loses the most has to do the winner's punishment. I'm looking for a bounce back week. Dion won last week, so he will go first. 30 seconds are on the clock. Dion, what's your first bet?
USC -6.5 against Oregon State. I mean, this is a USC show. I don't even need to explain this one. This is a USC show. And Corvallis stinks.
All right. I mean, we'll go to Lurk, I guess, here. He has the fight on Trojans in the background. You love the pick, I'm sure, Lurk.
Of course, man. I mean, as you'll see later in the show, how much I love the pick, but you see the background. Dion, I'm with you all the way, buddy.
I'm pretty much in clown makeup entirely because of USC, for the record. All 3 of you had USC last week. I do not have USC this week. So we'll see if this is a trend or if it ends this week. Well, pray to God it ends this week. Dion, bet number 2, 30 seconds. What do you got?
Listen, this is an alternate line. I am the king of alternate lines. I'm also the king of losing alternate lines. I don't know when I've ever won one. That means I'm due. Dolphins stink, so I'm on Bills -13.5 plus 235. Tua's a fraud. I do like Mike McDaniel, so I will have no slander for him. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are midgets and small. Eventually, they're going to get hit. I'm banking on it being this week. Josh Allen's a different animal, bro. I think it was like the first play of the game on Monday.
Carter, okay. You get to jump in on this one. He was talking about midgets. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the correct term is little people. For one, you should know that being one. And 2, there's 1,000% chance that bet loses because you literally have never won an alternate line bet in your life since I've known you. So go ahead and mark that up as a loss.
It's a very odd time to fade the Miami Dolphins. Just want to throw that out there. But Dion will be Dion. Bet number 3, Dion, what do you
got? I have Saints -2.5. I forgot there for a second, so I was waiting for the ticker to come up. This is the anti-Baker Mayfield bet. He stinks. Max Weezy was wrong. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, all I need to say is that you didn't even remember what your bet is, and this is a show where we only are asked to bring 3 bets. This is the first time in 3 weeks you've brought 3 bets, so credit to you on that. You are improving. Apparently, you decided to take this seriously after winning 1 week. Congratulations. Let's go to our second place finisher last week, which would be Carter Elliott himself. 30 seconds on the clock, Cart. What's your first pick?
First off, I'm glad everyone is here and happy and healthy. Hope everything is great at home and in your personal lives. My first bet, I'm doing Florida plus 10.5 versus Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee is that good, and I think Florida has some guys, and I just don't think that even though Tennessee's at home, they should be favored by 10.5. So I'll take that 10.5, 300 to win 290, and I'll feel pretty comfortable about that.
No Hendon Hooker mentioned from Cart as he explains why he's fading Tennessee. Dion, do you like hookers?
I just want to point out that we're supposed to send G how much we bet and how much we're supposed to win. If it's -105 and you put 300, you do not win 290.
All right, thanks a lot, DraftKings calculator.
Let's go to bet number 2. Mark, what do you have?
Good Lord, man. All right, second bet. We are fading Iowa for the rest of the year. Like, that's going to happen. And you're giving me a chance with Rutgers plus 7.5 at home in Piscataway, New Jersey. Give me Rutgers, man. Like, Iowa actually stinks. They're an embarrassment of an offensive team. There's no way they're beating a competent team by more than 7. They can't score. So give me 7.5. That's $100 to win 90. I'm feeling good about that. Shout out Noah Vedral.
Card, the way you said in Piscataway, New Jersey with your chest has me intrigued. Larry, what do you think of that?
Carter bet it, so I hate it.
Thank you for putting a background this week so we don't have to stare at your host of scrapbooks.
Is that moonshine? Did you just sip a glass of moonshine?
This is tequila and Red Bull in a mason jar.
So when you're at retirement homes, G, there's nurses that come around at a certain time and make you drink like a certain drink. That's like his little nighttime tea to put them down.
Carter, you got a bucket hat on. Relax.
All right, bet number 3, Card. Bet number 3, Card. Take us home. What do you got?
Okay, before I get into this bet, I just want everyone to know that Larry looks like a 10-year-old got a bunch of VC on the new 2K23 and made up a creative player that would look like Larry. My next bet is MSU and Arkansas money line. That is plus 372. That's a money line parlay. So it's $100 to win 372. Michigan State at home playing Minnesota. I think they're the better team. Arkansas playing Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M stinks. The 12th man is ass. It's
Time is
overrated.
up. All right, Cart. You couldn't help yourself staying away from your Spartans after the devastation of last week. But I actually really like this play. And I'll tell you more about that when it's my turn in just a few minutes. So good job, big fella. It's good to see you smiling again. You haven't smiled once this entire segment.
Yeah, it's whatever.
All right, Larry, you're up next. Again, you were asked to bring 3 bets. You've done so successfully 2 times already, but this week you pulled the Dion and only brought 2. So let's have your first one.
I got 2 and no monologue. Now, my first bet is Clemson -7 against Wake Forest, USC -6.5. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot who they playing. Oh yeah, Oregon State. Both teams stink. In Wake Forest and Oregon State, they struggled against garbage teams that these teams have destroyed already. USC is the shit. Greg, stop being a hater.
I am a hater. I don't like this. I think one of these games is close. Dion, your thoughts?
If DJ Uiagalelei plays, then I think the bet stinks.
Will Shipley's gonna run all over Wake Forest, and that's all that matters. Whatever the guy's last name is, I don't want to butcher it, but he stinks. But they got a nice running game and an elite defense.
Bet number 2, Lurt, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
USC, man, fight on. Dion said enough. Greg, I hate you just as much as you hate the Trojans. I love your eyebrows, though. They look better than your real ones.
Wait, is your second bet USC? Because your second bet is Chiefs -6.5.
Oh, yeah, they're part of my first one. I'm bugging. I drank too much already. Chiefs -6.5 against the Colts. The Colts fucking stink. They're garbage. Matt Ryan is washed. Patty Mahomes is the man. -6.5. I don't know why the spread is so small. They're going to win by at least 2-3 touchdowns.
Carter, what do you make of this?
I think that is about as dead as Larry's ends right now.
All right, bet number 3, except you don't have a bet number 3, so you have 30 seconds to say whatever you'd like. Larry, the floor is yours.
I just need 5 seconds. Carter, you live in the part of the country that is surrounded by nothing but land. You haven't seen real water unless it came out of a faucet in your entire life, and yet you have a fucking fisherman's hat on.
Okay. You're walking around currently in a city full of niggas that are going around calling themselves munches. So how about that?
Y'all really
No
made
comment on the munches thing. That shit is ridiculous.
okay. You guys made me actually do all of this just to be extremely hostile to each other. I don't enjoy this whatsoever. But here's the good news for our viewers and
We
everybody.
got an Ultra sponsorship coming up because you have on makeup.
I took this incredibly serious this week, Cart. That's the good news. Okay. I actually did some research. I didn't just pull out, hey, here's my favorite team. I like USC. Do you guys like USC? Hey, Michigan State and the Lions. Hey, these are going to be great bets, guys. No, I actually have some analytics behind this. And in fact, I'm confident enough to say that if I don't go 3-0 this week, I will wear this very makeup again next week, whether or not I am the biggest loser. That's how I'm willing to stake my reputation this week. Bet
Gee,
number
did you
one.
use all of the makeup?
Bet number 1, Delaney put my card up. It's Michigan State money line. Carter's going to like this. $300 of my $500 budget to win $375. Michigan State 5-2 after a loss under Mel Tucker in his career, including wins against Michigan at Michigan, against number 11 Northwestern, against Penn State when they were underdogs. MSU's won 7 of their last 9 conference openers. Minnesota's the biggest frauds in the country. They've played New Mexico State, who's 0-4 with a loss to UTEP. They've played Colorado 0-3 with a loss to Air Force by 31 points. They played Western Illinois, who's 0-3 with a loss to Tennessee Martin and Southern Utah. Cart, what do you think?
I think that you got way more than 30 seconds on that, but best of luck to you with your bet. I just hope Michigan State has a high graduation rate this year.
Yeah, maybe if you provided actual insight instead of just dropping the N-word and insulting Larry 45 times, then maybe we would give you more than 30 seconds. Bet number 2, Delaney, bring my card up. Boston College plus 17.5. 4 of the last 40 ACC games Florida State has played, only 4 times have they won by more than 17.5. That doesn't happen. Boston College is supposed to be good. The last 3 games in the series have been 1-score games. 17.5 is way too many points. Dion, your thoughts?
I don't know.
And
I'll give you thoughts. I'll give you thoughts. Boston College lost to Rutgers.
You can shut up in your stupid ass bucket hat. Dion, you might as well just hang up right now. You've clearly mailed it in. Thanks for making me do this. Bet number 3, Delaney, bring my card up. West Virginia minus 1.5. Look, West Virginia lost to Pitt. Pitt actually looks good, and West Virginia essentially beat them. They lost to Kansas. Everybody thought that was horrible. Now it's good. Kansas is obviously good. They beat Towson last week by 58 points. They're due for a win. This is a good football team. Virginia Tech stinks. They were favored by 41 points pregame against Wofford. They only won 27-7, and they lost to Old Dominion week 1. That's all I need to hear. Larry, your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't even think about your bet. I'm like, between your hostile energy and your makeup, you really look like one of the Joker's henchmen, and I can't get over that.
You really might go 0-3 this week. Like, it's a high possibility.
West Virginia's easy money.
Your team is 2-2, and I will at least have the satisfaction that you want to live in a grave. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This was a wonderful episode. We'll see you next week when I do not have clown makeup on, and these idiots are back doing the same shit they always do.